And I'm not saying it's, 100% the Huskers are going to be fine the rest of the year now, because you got to continue to work. Now is when the hard part of the schedule comes in with Michigan. And then you go on the road to Minnesota. Who knows what Minnesota is? But they're scrappy, and it's a road game in the Big Ten. And then you start to get into a tougher part of your schedule. I mean, who knows? Michigan runs a similar type of offense to, what Nebraska has seen in the Big Ten so far with Michigan State and Northwestern. They want to run the ball. They got a two-headed monster back there, and they like to run play action off that and take their shots down the field. And that's why the game fell apart for Wisconsin today. It took a couple shots, got a couple touchdowns there late. But overall, I think Michigan's a bit hyped up. But, they're finally winning. So they're hyping themselves up a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Nebraska has to beat Minnesota and Purdue, right? Those are the two teams that they're going to have to beat those two. And then they're going to have to steal one from someone else, whether it be this weekend. I mean, it'd be great if this weekend could be the first one they steal. Other than that, I mean, watching Wisconsin today, man, I think they have a great shot at beating Wisconsin this year. Iowa's really good.
Yeah, I mean, Iowa's really good, but at the same time, that score, I don't even – Tagovailoa just fell apart in that game. A lot of interceptions, 7 turnovers. That's what's going to happen. That's going to be the final score if that type of 7 turnover performance happens. But, you're looking at the last couple of years how Nebraska's played against Iowa and the style Iowa plays, it's typically not going to blow you out as long as you don't make mistakes. So, Nebraska plays mistake-free football and doesn't turn over the ball. You expect that to be a 4-quarter game right there and down to the end like it's been the last couple of years. Wisconsin, you talked about their issues. Maybe Ohio State turned a corner today. I don't know. They looked really, really good. That's probably the one team that I would say, that's a really tough matchup. But as far as how Nebraska matches up with Michigan, with Iowa, with Wisconsin, a lot better now because they're physical on both lines, and you're seeing the defense has been playing outstanding. If the defense plays like that, I mean, they're going to be in every game.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, just decently clean and disciplined football. That's what the type of brand football Iowa does, right? I mean, is typically Iowa has never really blown people out. Maybe they're even down at halftime sometimes, but they're always just in it, and they're disciplined and they find a way. So I think Nebraska, like you alluded to today, with the very small amount of penalties they have today, if they can kind of keep mimicking that's going to keep them in games alone. I don't even know if they had a penalty in the first half of today's game. I think a lot of them came towards the end of the game. So I mean, they must have worked hard on practice, and I think the focus was there tonight too. So I mean, going back to the culture and whatnot, it's a lot of focus, because I think we have athletes and guys to get the job done. But just that leadership and that focus and just going out and doing it was nice to see.
Yeah, it'll be nice for Greg Austin to get a week off from a lot of hate too, because the offensive line makes some good strides this week, and hopefully, it's a sign for the rest of the season. We got another question here. Last time you saw Nebraska play a game this flawless? Man, I don't know. Because that was dominant every area for the entire 60 minutes. It's really hard to find a game like that.
Yeah, I don't remember. I mean, in the Frost era, I hope I've witnessed a game like this in the Frost era. I don't think.
No.
It would have to be probably back maybe even 5 or 6 years ago when
it
played this well. Because, I mean, Nebraska put up the most points tonight that they've put up in the Big Ten, I think.
Yep.
I mean, so
and the second most rush yards they put up in a Big Ten game.
Right.
And then the defense gives up 7 points. So it's really hard to say, it's really hard to find a game like where Nebraska played that good, but dominant from start to finish. And, I think it shows how much talent they have and where this team could take the rest of the season. I think that's what Frost is trying to teach the guys, that despite a 3-3 record, there's a lot of season, a lot of pride down the stretch here. You know, you go ahead and you battle through the rest of the season and finish 7-5, 8-4. It's trending in the right direction. You got to take that as a big step, especially, you know, no matter how the season finishes. I think Nebraska is still going to kick themselves a little bit with how the Illinois game, the Michigan State game, even the Oklahoma game. And these losses are just so tough. But at the same time, man, you finish the rest of the season with 1 or 2 losses somewhere in there. That's a damn good year. I know it's not what Husker fans are always looking for, 10-2, and they want to be back in the national conversation, but